Hi, I'm Bunny with Life Adventure. I'm making this video today because a lot of people have messaged us, new members who haven't really done camping before. They're wondering like what to bring camping, which we'll go over later, but since I do all the cooking when we're out and about, I kind of wanted to show you some things that I found to work for me. Some things are very affordable, some things are a little pricey but worth the value. So I guess we'll start with the main thing, which is the stove. We had purchased a Cook Partner stove. We did have to wait a few months to get it, and it was roughly, it'll run you about $200. But it is well worth the price and wait. We've taken this thing out, really crazy weather, really windy weather, cold, rain, not snow yet, but really bad weather conditions, and it cooked amazingly. The flame never went out. The food was cooked great, never had any issues whatsoever. For me, I use two folding pans. One has, like, you know, the ripples in it for like bacon and burgers and stuff, and a more flatter pan for like pancakes or anything else. Of course, these ones I got online, super cheap. I don't even think they're any brand name, really. I'm sure there's nicer out there, but they work for me. You know, always open for more recommendations, but I do like the fact that the handles fold. So it does compact and pack a lot easier than this. I have not found a pot yet that I like with a detachable handle. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. But so far, so this is my only bulky item that I need to figure out what to do with. But it makes great, as I call, camping spaghetti, so there's that. So we used to use paper plates and plasticware, and you know, it's great and all, makes it easy for cleanup, throw away and everything, but you know, to be honest, especially when you go on the longer trips, you know, you'll find that your trasharoo gets filled up really fast. So, and being that there's fire restrictions, especially where we are, you know, you really can't burn your paper like you used to. So we had purchased, you know, just plasticware. You can get these online. I got this, I think, a pack of, I don't even know, 20 plates or so. It was like 20 bucks, super affordable. And plus, you know, if you have, if you're cooking, you can always make the other people wash the dishes for you. So there's that. So for our, instead of the plastic utensils, we are using, you know, metal silverware. I use the Front Runner organizer, and it was super affordable. The bag itself, I think, runs about 20 or 30 bucks, I'm not sure, but it's a really durable bag, and it holds a lot of utensils. I myself, you know, I have forks, knives, spoons. I keep my cooking knives that I used to cut with. So I found these little things handy. They're little mixing bowls, but they, you know, collapse. So that does conserve on space, because that's one thing you will find when you start gathering your gear and loading up and everything is, you know, how much space can you have things, because you also have to bring food and snacks and other items. Plus, you know, if you're like me, you know, my husband, you know, brings a lot of recovery gear and stuff, so we have to share drawer space. So it can be a little tricky at times, but you know, anything to conserve on space is great. So these things are really great to conserve space. So one other thing that has been really great in our whole camping experience and trips and everything is our refrigerator. I cannot tell you enough, if you decide to do the overlanding camping and really get into it, it is a great investment. You know, number one, you can bring a lot more food. You don't have to worry about ice. You know, you don't have to worry about everything getting wet when the ice melts. You know, it's just a really great feature for you to add to your gear. You know, we have a sliding system, so although I, being that I'm so small, have trouble getting into the fridge, you know, it still makes great. You know, I have to get the husband over to get the items for me, but they do make drop down systems where you can, you know, they come out and they drop down a little lower. So if anyone has any suggestions on those, please feel free to let me know. But regardless, it's a really good system. Highly recommend this. It's like a must-have with your part of your cooking gear, camping gear in general. We usually keep things around 30 degrees and never had any issues, and you know, everything is just cold and, you know, when you need it. So one other thing that, you know, we really recommend is to conserve on your space. You know, everything that you pack should have essentially a home. You know, it has to have a purpose. Make sure you bring stuff that will serve a purpose. I know through the years, we started out with a huge container full of crap, for better terms of words, but and we've, over time, every time we go camping, you know, we say, okay, what didn't we use? What could we live without? And we've slowly dwindled it down. And, you know, of course, this setup always can be open for improvement. You know, we learn every time we go out, we learn something new, something that we should have brought, or something that we don't need to bring. But right now, you know, we have a sliding out drawer system. This is our, I call it utility drawer. We keep first aid, you know, bug spray, sunscreen, you know, cleaning utensils. We do also keep flashlights, any kind of some recovery gear, tie down, stuff like that, you know, but everything kind of has a purpose. We either not necessarily need to use every time, but it's always good to have on you, just in case, you know, weather changes. You know, it's hotter and you might need sunscreen or bug spray. Don't want to be without bug spray. But definitely should have a dedicated drawer for stuff like this. We have the other drawer is more used for all the stuff I showed you. I'll pack up all of our utensils, and I'll store like dry snacks, cookies, chips, things like that, soups. Anything that doesn't need to go in our fridge, I put in here, which frees up the whole back end for any other camping gear, sleeping bags and such, which we'll show you later on what we bring on our camping trips. Okay, so another must-have to bring on your camping trips is a solar panel, especially if you choose to purchase a refrigerator and take, you know, your refrigerator every camping trip. We have here a 200-watt solar panel. It comes with its own solar charger, which will help keep, you know, you from overcharging your batteries, which is very important. A good one will run you anywhere from $200 to $250, okay? But it's very important, or we find it very important to have, especially when you go on the longer trips. You know, maybe not so much an overnight, but if you go 2-3 days plus, especially with the refrigerator, and you're staying idle for a couple days, this is a great piece of equipment to have with you. You know, you don't have to worry about waking up to a dead battery in the morning. So that's a must-have. So another key piece of camping equipment to bring on your trips is obviously your sleeping bag. For us, we use the 0° Fahrenheit sleeping bag pretty much all year long. We do have the rooftop tent that's very well insulated, so that does make a big difference as far as bringing extra blankets or sleeping bags in colder weather, so we don't really need too many other extra blankets. Sometimes we do use a furniture blanket as a base layer underneath all of us. And usually, you know, between us and the kids, we usually keep pretty warm in our rooftop tent. So we recommend at least a 0° Fahrenheit sleeping bag pretty much for all your needs, you know, unless you are, you know, colder or in higher elevations, then maybe you know, something a little bit warmer. But for California, you know, desert camping, this is pretty much all you're going to need. So another piece of important camping equipment is a table. For us, we use a small collapsible folding table. It works well for us. They do make larger, sturdier camping tables. We used one for about a year or so, but it just took up too much space in the back. So, you know, you can get those, but we do recommend you bringing a table because you will need a table to cook on, eat on, you know, anything. It's just always good to have a small table with you, okay? But this one is the one we use. It's a very small one, compact, and it works great for us. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is a must-have for me. I know that a lot of women or a lot of girls tend to not want to do the whole camping experience. I do know a lot of other female girlfriends of mine that don't really like to do the overland camping because of the whole bathroom situation. They don't like to go to the bathroom outdoors, which for me, you know, I don't mind so much. I grew up camping, so I've learned to use the great outdoors, as they say. But for those who are beginning camping and have a significant other that's a little hesitant, this is a great product to bring. You know, it's I call it the potty tent. You can get them online. They're like 20 bucks. There are some that are a little more expensive. You can shower out of them, change in them. But for me, I use it as the restroom tent. It just pops up like a regular tent. You could dig a hole, you know, you have the privacy. I'll show you in a second, we have a folding toilet seat, which comes in handy, especially with the kids. But this is a great feature to have or to add with your camping gear, especially if this is, you know, you have a hesitant partner that doesn't necessarily want to go camping for those reasons. You know, reassure them that one of these is like the best thing they can use outdoors. Okay, so this is the collapsible toilet seat. This is actually one of the newer additions to our camping gear. I found the kids, you know, they do struggle using the restroom outdoors, and this has been a lifesaver outdoors, especially with the little kids. But as you can see, it folds away really nicely, very compact, doesn't take up very much space, and when you need it, you know, it just opens up somehow. Oh, there you go. Very compact, so, and sturdy. And then they do make trash bags to go with it, or liners rather, if you choose to purchase that, or like I said, you could dig a hole, but maybe the bag, because you do want to try to take all your trash out with you, okay? You don't want to leave or bury any tissue paper or anything, because it's not good for the environment, okay? So just keep that in mind. So one of the last pieces of must-have camping equipment is obviously a chair. We have two types here that we use. We have the bigger, bulkier, you know, folding chair, just material folds up, you know, in the bag. It is cozier, it's nicer to sit in, but it takes up a lot of real estate, as I call. So it's, you know, pretty bulky to bring, especially on the bigger trips. You know, you don't have as much space because you're bringing more stuff, but that's why we have purchased these chairs. These are collapsible chairs. It's about a 300-pound limit. I got them online. You know, they do the job. They work great. These ones are not bad. They're pretty cozy, but they do save a lot of space, and you know, you do have a chair to sit on, especially if you don't have a lot of space. You know, these are great to have. So these are, depending on what we're doing and how much space we have, we will use either one of these. So now you've seen our must-haves and necessities for our camping trip, which we think would be very helpful to you guys, especially you beginner campers. You know, if you guys have any other suggestions or any must-haves that you think that we should have, please let us know, and then maybe we can do another video and I can test it out and, you know, let you know what I think of the product or whatever it may be. But you know, the key is to conserve space, don't overtake things you don't need, and of course you learn from every, you know, camping trip. It's just all learning experience. You know, the key is to have fun, enjoy the outdoors, be safe, and we'll see you guys out on the trails. And don't forget to like and subscribe.